The event is starting now. Alex!
And that's why you have to use the announcer voice. Hey mate, seriously, that time I was like, whoa! Because the bloody PC was beeping, the phone and the bloody tablet.
It happened to me the other night. Somebody tried video calling me while I was already streaming live, and I had the Google ringing tone from like a half dozen different places: laptop, PC, tablet, phone. Oh my god.
Man, that freaking hard drive, that was, yeah. I'm wondering if you kept spinning it up like you got a, well, I suppose we'll feed it some more volts.
I wonder what that motor controller maxes out at voltage-wise.
Which one? Is it the one I sent you?
No. I had this one. I got it for that whole set turbocharger, just to mess around with the actuator. It is a hobby wing. It's a 25A-SL.
It's a car one though, isn't it?
It's programmable for car, plane, or whatever. I have a programming card too.
I was going to say most of the car ones are only good for 3S. So
Oh yeah,
volt.
This says 2 to 3 LiPo. So what's a 3S? 11 volts?
Yeah, 12 volts.
Okay. So 12 volts is about all I'm going to be able to do. Yeah, this thing was nuts.
30 jobs that I sent you.
Oh, really?
Those ones that I sent you are 30 amp and they're good, or 25 amp were they? I can't remember. But they're good for, I think they're good for 4S all day long, or even 5S. I'll check for you.
Might have to use that instead. I remember when I first did this years ago, I couldn't just whack it on and get it to work straight away. I had to actually change the timing advance and stuff on this motor, so, or not on the motor itself, but on the controller.
The modern ones, I think, well, the more modern ones, I should say, I think they're pretty clever about it. Like, I've managed to start the car. Remember that car alternator that I did?
Yeah.
Managed to spin that up with just a couple of little, it used to jump a couple of times to get its position, but then it would go.
I need to try that. Alright. Oh wow, I got a lot of stuff plugged in.
Are you still working on that power supply, or did you finish it?
The battery charger I have not finished. I am to a point where I basically need to order some analog to digital converters. But then I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I got a call from a guy I'm going to go work for in North Carolina, so I'm going to end up leaving next week, it looks like, to go do that. So I still got a bunch of crap in the garage, so I ended up spending today hauling some stuff down. I'd really like to get it done, though. It's close. Got really far on it.
Interesting. I'm going to try that hard drive thing one of these days, eh? I was trolling the options with the old man, and he bought a whole bunch of shit, and I managed to score this.
A siren?
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it. It's definitely not going in a car, because that's an arrestable offence straight up over here.
Just having it in the car, like you can't use it on private property?
Well, It's one of those things where the cops would say, you know, you've got no reason to have that, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you just had it there set up as the PA. Bloody mad bastards. I want to play with that later. I've got the speakers and everything for it.
Nice.
I'll probably have to bury the speakers under a pile of blankets. It's going to be loud.
Yes, it will be very loud. Ear bleeding loud. AGP. Yeah.
Oh dear. That's not them bloody glass platters in that one, is it?
No, I don't think they are.
I was going to say, I bet you they have a speed at which they shatter quite spectacularly.
This is a old Seagate drive.
So alloy platters.
I guess there's only one way to find out. Machine it with a razor blade. Something sharp.
Nearly cooked a 6-cylinder Perkins turbo diesel yesterday.
Oh, doing what?
The engine oil was the only thing keeping it running.
Oh.
Me and the old man, well, the old man's been going pretty crazy buying things, and we've been trying to buy some more interesting things to sell, you know, because we like. Dad likes to make money, and I like to see interesting things. And we were thinking about buying a fire truck that was at auction, and that ended up being bidded up to some bloody stupid huge price. So we bailed out on that. But then there was a bus, an old incident control office, which is like, you know, like it's the planning office. So if there's a big bushfire or something, you know, all the firefighter bigwigs go and they sit in there and they plan everything. So we bought the bus, and unbeknownst to me, there was a massive hole in one of the radiator, like, connection steel pieces, and yeah, I left it idling in the auction yard for about an hour, and the temp gauge was sitting at about 85 degrees. So I'm like, yeah, cool, you know, can't be too much wrong with it because it's not overheating sitting here idling, you know.
Yeah.
And so cool, start driving home, got an automatic gearbox, probably very similar to the one that the Geek group has. You know, the old bloody shifter with no park on it.
Yep.
Oh, my brain. The gearbox wasn't shifting properly, and I'm going, hey, this thing's fucked, you know, blowing heaps of smoke, and what's going on? Temperature gauge is fine, you know. And I'm like, shit. So we started going up the highway for a bit, and I'm like, nah, this thing isn't pulling properly. This isn't right. I'm pulling over. And I pulled over into the emergency lane, and I looked at the temperature gauge, and then after pulling over, and it was off the scale, and I'm like, fuck. So I shut it down, and of course after that, the battery went flat, and it wouldn't start again. And trouble. So I'm like, shit. I thought it was seized. Got out, put my hand on the radiator, it's dead cold. It was completely empty.
Oh my god.
So this poor diesel was running for over an hour and driving without a drop of water in it. And I can't believe the thing survived, eh? I mean, I didn't run it until it stopped, you know? I made the call, I thought, no, this isn't right, this is getting too hot. I could smell the oil burning, you know? No, this isn't right. And yeah, so didn't get home until about 10:30 p.m. last night. Took us 5 hours to get from the auction house to our place. But filled it up with water. Instantly, the thing just starts running like beautifully.
Cool.
Bit of gas
all right.
tape over the Got it home.
Man, that's crazy. Those things.
I'm shocked how tough that motor is. You know, if that was a petrol, it would have bloody thrown. Well, it would have thrown every bloody gasket in the machine and bloody bent something as well. I'm sure.
Yeah. What engine's in there?
6-cylinder turbo diesel Perkins.
Perkins.
Hmm.
Nice. Stout little engine. I wonder how the piston rings are.
Well, still runs, mate. Not blowing any smoke. So it can't be that bad.
No, I suppose not. You want to go smoke? Oh. All right. I'll go smoke in a minute.
Are you controlling that with the propeller, are you?
Yeah, I have a. This is actually a microcontroller. This was before Arduino's time. There's a local robotics company called Acroname Robotics, and I went in there a while ago and I bought this Brainstem, which is a robotics controller. Like I could actually use this to fly a quad rotor if I wanted to. It's got 4 servo outputs, looks like 4 digital inputs and 4 analog inputs, and then it's got like an expansion base or expansion bus and servo power and stuff like that. So there's a little demo program where you can actually check out all the inputs and outputs. So I just have this plugged into my desktop, and I'm outputting a servo signal to the ESC.
Mm-hmm. Is that the same board you were playing with for you were going to do the quad rotor with before?
What was that?
Is that the same board that you were going to use with the quad rotor before?
No. That was the parallax propeller board,
Right.
which is still in there. I haven't done much with that yet.
Hi, Alex.
How you doing?
Shoot.
Okay, shoot. I can't wait. I'm waiting for it to be warm enough here so I can fill this with just nothing but platters, and then I'm going to run it in the middle of the street, and then I'll walk it over, and I'll launch all the platters down the street. And it's a long street, so it should go for a while. I need to find a way to measure RPM on this. I thought Ed was going to join us, but I think he's
cleaning up. I think he's doing a big cull.
I
bought myself a new little one of these little things, a Raspberry Pi.
Nice.
I don't know what to do with it yet, but it's quite amusing that you can run Linux on it and you know, web browse on the TV.
There's so many uses for those.
Considering the CPU's as big as your thumbnail. I've just got to learn how to program in Python, I suppose. I wonder if there's a C interpreter available for them, because I know enough C to get by.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not a very good Python programmer. I'm okay in C though.
I actually had a little bit of a dream for a little while there the other day. I thought maybe if I can code it up right, I could do a Raspberry Pi controlled singing flyback with using the optic fiber to transmit the signal to isolate them. But yeah, I'm stalled with it already because of the programming issue.
Oh, I can't believe I broke my lamp. That's bullshit. Hey, Butterduck. All right. So much to do.
Oh, stop the bloody beeping. There's a big event for Ingress here in Perth at the moment because part of one of the global bloody operations things. So I'm getting about, oh no, you can probably hear my computer beeping. I'm trying to figure out how to shut it up.
Windows Mixer.
Yeah, but then I'll shut you up as well.
You should be able to. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I lied.
There is a thing somewhere. Here we go. 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 Mute notifications for 8 hours. Thank you very much. There we go.
I'm making sure these aren't glass. Ooh, that gets hot fast. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely aluminum.
Hey, say what? Is that gyroscopically holding itself up? Oh my god. I wonder if you got it to spin fast enough, how long it would hold itself in position for, whether the speed makes a big difference to the gyroscopic effect.
I don't know. Well, I'll have to try spinning it up. All right, I'm gonna step outside and smoke a cigarette really quick. Looks like Ed is just about there. Oh, he is. All right. I'm going to, or here, maybe I should just do this. Send invite. Ed. Ed Jones. I'm sending you the invite two ways. I'm going to copy and paste you a link as well. You to. All right. Oh, I still have my e-cig, but I got to go find the juice, which means I have to go to the store and spend like $15, and I only have like $5 to my name right now. Need to install XChat. Uh, you can email it to yourself, Ed. That's one way to do it. I've had to do that before. I'll just copy and paste the link in the email, open the email in a browser, and click the link. All right. Well, I'm going to go take a quick smoky treat break. I will be right back.
Yeah, Emil, it's Alex. How are you, mate? Have you got any of the HID conversion kits left in stock? Yeah, I've got the part number here, the SL3368. Thanks, mate. Yep, you put it on the, or put it away for me, please, buddy. I'll come up this afternoon. Thanks, mate. Bye. Yeah, I'm doing all right, Stig. Usual shit, just the depth and the smell varies, mate. Usual shit. Oh, man. CDCC. Alright, and we're going to let you write the ISO image, or the DVD image, or the CD image, or whatever it is to a disk, and then you'll be able to boot from it and install from it just like anything else. Burn CDCC. Yeah, if you Google that, you'll find it easy enough. Yeah, you can actually. You're fucked as well. Oh, fuck. Then you told him off, didn't you? Wow. Unfortunately, it's their job to do that, you know. So he would have taken any opportunity he can. You have to. Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. No fuck. No. Yeah. Well, at least it's not too far to bloody Fremantle Hospital from there. Oh, fuck. Nah, they won't. They won't sack him. They stick up for each other, mate. All he has to say to his boss is that, oh, he was a bit drunk, and then that's it. It's over. You know, they won't give a shit. But, yeah. Like I said, I'm talking to my mates online at the moment, and then a bit later I've got to finish the bloody fixing this truck. And yeah, I am. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Recovering. Mm. How old is the laptop, Daddy? Because some of these machines, yeah, some of these machines won't run XP still properly. You know, you might not be able to get drivers for some of them. So you just have to see how you go. Uh huh. Well, fuck. Bargain says. It's talking about. Yeah, I don't do contracts. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Bloody Danny B, hey? Getting in fights in Fremantle. For drivers. Oh dear, I've been left all alone.
Oh, where the heck is Ed?
Oh man, he hasn't showed up yet.
Looks like Nightwolf might be joining in. I need to open my beer. Aha, flashlight.
I just pulled the bottom off an old Maxtor hard drive. And this hard drive motor's got, it's 4 wires, so that means it's wired in star. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just used the 3 that the outer legs, and then the brushless controller will just have to run it in star instead of delta.
I don't think it cares.
I think it's just like with a 3-phase induction motor. It's a torque thing.
I don't know if it knows the difference.
I don't think it does. It's only the motor that knows the difference, I think. I wonder. Oh, dude, the wires on this thing are like single strands. I wonder how long they'll last.
My beer is frozen. Yeah, we'll let that sit a while.
Well, you're still going.
What?
Oh, I thought you said your computer had frozen. I says you're still going, but...
Oh, the beer was frozen.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, this is ridiculous. There's got to be something I can make out of this. I got to come up with something creative. Oh. Oh, crap. Now there's beer all over my desk.
Hello.
Oops. Good evening, sir.
My kingdom for a multimeter. I have this one here, but it's not working right. I've had this for a while, and I really like it, but it's not working. It's my Kronta
Ah,
Auto
it's like
Ranger.
a Radio Shack.
Yeah, the problem is it's when you do continuity test, it's reading like 1.2 ohms and not beeping. I need something that'll do a continuity test because I've got this ginormous arcade board here that I want to check out. This one works, but its battery's dying, so we'll go with that. So this arcade board is out of a. You ever seen one of those Cyclone machines that's got the light ring that spins, and you have to try to stop it between the 2 neon bars?
Oh, okay.
Anyways, this is blowing the main fuse in the cabinet, and it blew the fuse with just the main board and the power transformer plugged in, but it didn't blow the fuse with just the transformer plugged in, so I suspect there's a short on the main board. And why it's not blowing the fuses on the main board is kind of confusing me. And someone's definitely already been in here, because if you look at all these, there's like 6 bridge rectifiers under here. If you look at these, a couple of the screws are a little bit longer than they're supposed to be.
Ah.
So somebody's already been in here and worked on this before. In fact, I can tell you that for sure by the solder work. The question is what shorted that in their light ring fuse here. The fuse holder needs replaced, which I'm going to have to buy one of those. I'm feeling like this might be overfused, which is not a good thing.
Sorry there, Josh. These Turnigy Plush speed controllers I sent you are good for 16.8 volts.
16.8. Oh, now what about a laptop one? Because the laptop hard drive works on 5 volts. So if we run that on 12...
Are we back to the hard drive?
Yeah, and I'm having a crack at it too. I've been influenced.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, it looks like the solder's been hot here. So we're gonna see. Okay, that can't be right. Okay. I think I have a bad bridge rectifier. I'm sure of it. I'm going to take it off the board, I think, though, to double check that. Which the sad thing is, I've already run into this problem before with this machine. In fact, this is one of the most durable machines that this specific company makes. Most of their machines are crap, maintenance-wise. And, pretty sure I got a failed bridge rectifier, though. And one of the diodes has gone short. Yeah, that's not right.
I'm not that far gone. This is my second beer. This was a light blue light. This was not all that great. This is a good beer, but right now it's more like ice cream. It's a beer popsicle.
You need some of my, you need some, do you like gummy bears or gummy candies?
Sometimes.
I've got a bunch in my fridge that are soaked in various flavors of vodka.
Interesting. Oh yeah, I've had those before.
Oh, they're great. I've got like, and I've got like rum cola bottles and stuff that I made.
Okay, set of screwdrivers.
I need. Ooh, I might actually get to use my new desoldering iron tonight. I do not exactly like the way this board is built. Someone's definitely been here because we got Phillips screw, flathead, Phillips screw. Love that. I also see what looks to be like a Chinese voltage regulator on here. It's like no brand or anything, it's just a number. I don't like those.
American components, Russian components.
I like old Russian stuff.
It's all made in Taiwan.
What was it? Do you ever play the video game Sam & Max? The original one?
No, I haven't played too many games.
Oh, back in the day I had Sam & Max. And one of the things happens is you walk into a Quickie Mart and there's like you can interact with some objects in the game, right? Well, one of the objects was like bunch of like tourist trap kind of deals, like, you know, just cheap gifts and stuff that are on the rack. Well, one of them was a drum, and if you interact with it and look at it, he goes, genuine Native American drum, made by genuine Native American Taiwanese.
That's like a joke in the game, you mean, don't you?
I keep forgetting I have this in my desk. ADD moment, but if I ever have the money, I'm going to... Money, or if I find someone who has the gun that'll shoot it, I'm firing this.
No, usually there's a screw in the center of the spindle motor. Not in this case. Now, 2.5-inch drives usually have glass platters, so
Yeah, those are fun.
I'm gonna have to be careful with this.
The quick way to identify that is when you get angry at it and you throw it across the room, and you either get a rattle or you get a regular hard drive with clicky parts. I was attempting to solder some solar panels the other night, and I think this is one of the ones I tried soldering before, and I ate the silver off of it, so it didn't take solder, and it kind of broke. I'll find a Phillips. I'll get this off of it.
Alright, where's the other screw?
Aha! Aha, aha, aha. I am genius.
Uh-oh.
Remote control, Doogie.
Oh, hold on, let me flip over. Yeah! And a receiver and everything. Perfect.
So you can... See, this is one of those things I don't like right here. You can unscrew the screw by sticking the screwdriver in the hole, but the screw won't come out of the hole.
Yes, Solaris is definitely a legit Unix OS. BSD is definitely one. IRIX is definitely one, though IRIX isn't currently maintained. And, you know, there's all kinds of old ones. HP Unix. Yep, AT&T Unix.
Well,
No,
I think it's
a HP computer somewhere. Or at least the casing from it.
That's why I have a lot of Sun Spark machines, because I like to play with a real Unix environment. And I was actually having this discussion with Ulysses while I was outside. I want to continue to run Solaris, and Solaris 10 is actually going to be supported with updates until 2021. But at the same time, I like to have a current Linux install on something just to stay up to date with everything. Not that it's really changed that much over the years, and it's pretty easy for me to configure, but I don't know, in some aspects Linux can be more powerful. It's certainly easier to compile software on.
They've made this fun. You have to have the screw inserted in the bridge rectifier before you solder it down. So I get this apart here, I'll show you what this thing actually looks like. This is one of those companies that insists on using linear power supplies. Everything's massive. Easier to troubleshoot, but massive.
Gotta take that out. That certainly has a metal ring to it. No, it definitely feels like it could be glass.
The weight will the weight will usually give it away.
It's super light.
Now see, the last time I put one of these back together, instead of just putting this piece of aluminum back on, I put thermal compound along here so it actually had a better thermal interface to the heatsink, which is, this is bone dry. But yes, can you tell this company loves linear power supplies? Look at all those bridges. Oh wait, here's the caps.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's your little bit of logic.
That is badass.
There's some resistors here. I don't know what these guys do.
And they do have Solaris for x86. You don't have to have a Spark machine to run Solaris. It's just very picky on x86. Well, so it seems. I've never really bothered with Solaris on x86 because I've seen other people have problems with it, and that's why I have a Spark box. Lots of them.
I have a bunch of pizza boxes we could try to resurrect.
Do you have any Spark 20s?
No, everything is like stops at. I think I have a Spark Station 10, a couple 5s, and a bunch of 4s.
I have a Spark Station 20 here I parted out. I have a Spark Station 5 that works. I was actually going to install Next Step on it.
You ever opened one of the power supplies for one of those?
Not in a machine that old. I did open a power supply up in a it's a V250. It's a mid-tower. It's funny. It's a mid-tower case. It takes 8 SCSI hard drives in the front. It's got an optical bay and redundant power supplies. So there's 2 long rectangular power supplies that occupy the space of what one normal power supply would. And I had to dissect one of those and rebuild it, and that was a complete pain in the ass. That's for sure.
Now, the Spark Station 5s, I can't vouch for the other ones, but the heat sinks inside the power supplies are copper.
Damn.
Even if I'm scrapping them, I'm saving the power supplies because, number one, they're nice little power supplies. You can make them run by themselves without being hooked to the Spark Station. And two, they've got higher scrap value than a regular AT supply or any other kind of computer supply. Except for other ones that have more copper heat sinks. Now, let's see. So if you ever buy one of these Hangout soldering stations, it's very easy to mess up the calibration on it. So I actually was lucky enough, I came across the soldering station calibration thing that Hangout sells. It's just a fluoride thermometer. I got one for 20 bucks off of eBay, and it's a legit one. It's not a China knockoff.
Are you talking about a soldering station there?
Yeah.
I bought a Chinese one, which appears to be a knockoff of one of the big brands, and I haven't had any troubles with I haven't had any trouble with it yet.
You know, the regular Hangout soldering station, if you accidentally press the opposite button on the board, you could put it in temperature calibration mode. And yeah, I think I did that. And I think I'm running about 50 degrees too hot.
Oh shit.
So I'm gonna just fix it because it's adjustable. It's just I want to calibrate it. There's not a lot of solder on this. I am surprised. I am loving having a soldering station. It's the first soldering station I've ever had. Actually, I should point my camera down so you actually see I'm working on turning the light over here too. There we are. A messy desk. Oops. Don't want to press keys. That doesn't help me any.
Oh, damn you.
Is this really aluminum? I'm not entirely convinced.
The question is, do you want to keep the disc, or can you deal with ruining it with them? Because you could try scraping it.
I did scrape it.
I've seen both aluminum and glass. Best ones when you get down to little the 1.8-inch drives, like you have in like the Microsoft Zune and some of the old netbooks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went out of my way to buy a little 1.8-inch drive off of eBay to resurrect a HP Mini that I have. And then I realized I have a broken Zune sitting here, and the Zune uses the same type of hard drive, and I was like, God, son of a bitch. It's like, really? I had what I needed the whole time. Here I am spending money on more.
Oh, you didn't want to use the Zune.
Yeah, the Zune has a cracked screen. It was from our Lost and Found, and I didn't donate it because it needs repaired. It's just in the parts bin. I had that thing's in there.
I can't push this much past half throttle, otherwise it loses sync. I think I have to find my programming card as well.
Yep, that's the problem I had.
Did you have to set it to high timing, did you?
I think so. I can't remember what timing setting it was exactly, but yes, I played with the timing settings. I do think I bumped it out. Oh, I totally had another wire. It was a different color.
I'm gonna have to bump the temperature up on my soldering iron here. Get this thing hot. Go to 800. Or I'm gonna plug the desoldering iron in. Here I sit, same as ever.
It's a big board.
It is.
All right, here we go. 2.5-inch hard disk. On 12 volts.
Just make sure it doesn't explode and get you with the shrapnel.
I have the platter out of it.
At that rate, we'll be doing a medical hangout.
Broadcast to YouTube how they fix my face so I can look at it later. Alright, here we go.
Clean this off while I'm here.
It is not happy. Let's flip a couple wires around.
The hard drive motors, they're three-phase, aren't they?
Basically, yeah.
Well, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, either this motor or controller doesn't like it too much. Doesn't want to go over half throttle. If I push it past halfway, it loses sync.
That's when the fun noises start.
Maybe if I put the platter back in. I have the same problem with this 2.5-inch drive that you do, Alex. Try flipping a couple wires around too. I did end up with a little bit different results.
If I have to flip 2 phases, it'll switch direction. I'll try that. Yeah, I think it is being driven backwards because it's traveling toward the head, not away from it.
Is that loose? Can I pull it up?
Oh yeah, this one just doesn't like it. Alright, where's my programming card?
Okay, that one doesn't want to come out.
I just
No, I
saw.
always want to see. I keep thinking of this. I keep having these strips of, solder-soaked desoldering braid. And I found out if you heat this up with a torch and you let it melt, it'll like drop on the floor and it'll. I don't think I want to say it's pyrophoric, but it makes a bunch of sparks everywhere. So I always thought, what would happen if you thumped this?
That would be cool.
There's something else. Oh, I got a piece of this. This is a ferro rod. It is conductive. I've got a thin piece of it coming. I'm going to send them to try on Thumper and see what happens. Which this is that stuff. If you scrape it with a knife, it sparks. Just somewhat reactive metal. It's very pyrophoric.
I'll be right back. Okay.
There is definitely something wrong with the solder on this board. I think it's been baked.
Bad.
Fresh solder. It's not flowing very well. Even with flux all over it, it's not flowing. Which makes me think that this has been overfused. I don't remember what the stock fuse is supposed to be. With the fuse in here is a 15 amp fuse, and I don't think that's right. There we go. Starting to come out now. But yeah, for this being a little tiny soldering pencil, the fact that it puts out like 60-some watts is great.
That's awesome.
This is an early Christmas gift for my mom. Oh, that trace is messed up a little bit, but we can deal with that. That's fixable.
This is all plugged in correctly. What the hell's the problem? Oh, here we go. I had timing set to low.
You do? That's interesting.
But I need to change it now because we were having problems with this one, so let's do that. Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to push a button on this.
Okay, we're going to go about this a different way. I'm just going to pull the legs off the bridge rectifier, and then I'll remove the pins individually because the board just does not want to cooperate.
Oh, okay, the timing was set to high. Okay.
I got to get another bridge rectifier.
Oh yeah, that one's aluminium.
But yeah, this company's arcade games are always a pain. The only ones I really don't have problems with are these Cyclones, but then this one's blown out.
Oh, that's sweet.
Alright. Clean up those holes. Flux that. Turn my soldering station down because it doesn't kind of making funky smells. Maybe up 100. Green type flux paste. Water soluble. Lead free.
Sorry, mate. Bloody, you're talking at the same time without realising it. I wonder what would happen if I try this with a 15k RPM server drive.
That would probably work. That's what you need.
Got a bunch of them here. I just don't have any servo controllers.
This is just a really, really cheap shit old bloody Max talk, you know? It's just a piece of crap. I'm probably maxing it out.
It was probably meant to be like a 5400 RPM drive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't actually say on the cover what speed it is. And right now, I'm really wondering where my RPM sensor is. I think this is it. Hold up. Yep. Digital tachometer.
Yeah, I gotta get my workbench cleaned up so I have better space to do this stuff.
Tacho. 5,679 RPM. I'd say that's a 5,400 RPM drive. Okay. Nah, it's just been sitting around.
Oh, what the problem is?
Alright. So now the board's cleaned off, and now I have to order parts. I need to re-tin my tip, it looks nasty now. I'm gonna have to order me some more 6040 solder. I'm running out. I do got lead-free stuff, but I prefer 6040.
Now, I've got an idea. I can paint that black with a permanent marker. Uh-huh. While it's spinning.
Oh, there we go. Now it's all ready for a new fuse holder and a new bridge rectifier.
Oh, cool. Permanent marker ink is thick enough to get in between the head and the platter. Head crash, anybody? Oh! I just made the head crash with permanent marker ink.
Alright, look at this. This is what I was complaining about earlier when I was taking this apart. Is there screws under each one of these bridge rectifiers, which if this will focus, you guys see it? There's a screw under each one of these, but you can't push it through the hole in the board, right there, and you can't pull it out, so you have to unsolder the bridge rectifier if you were to, say, strip the screw. This is one of those games that's designed nice, but I feel like the people that designed it didn't think about the people that work on them.
That's unfortunate, mate, and that's the cheap production ethic these days. And when it breaks...
It's a cheap production method, but it's an expensive, like I was talking about earlier, those are expensive machines. They're not cheap. Not by a long shot.
Everybody's constantly trying to maximise profits these days. And they don't really care for you to replace things. They want you they don't care for you to want to fix things. They want you to replace them, which I find real shitty.
This is one of those things where I feel like they designed it that way, but it's not something that you ever replace the board. You actually do fix this stuff just because of the cost. Even if you send it to them, they're going to fix it and send it back to you. Where did I put that bridge at? I want to make sure this is actually bad. I'm pretty sure it's bad. Going to get replaced with one that's double the amperage of this one, just because I don't like dealing with failing bridge rectifiers. So, let's see here. Can I bring this down here? I don't know if I can. I don't know how this works. Okay. Well, anyways, we got the bridge rectifier. Continuity. Continuity. No continuity. Continuity. No continuity. No continuity. No continuity. No continuity. Okay, that one's working. That one seems to be working. That or I've got a short regulator, but I don't like this bridge rectifier. Oh. I think I've got either a short or open diode in here. I'm getting some weird stuff off of this. Go that way first. I'll replace the bad fuse holder because that whole circuit's a little crispy, and then I'm going to see if there's a... Is there a voltage regulator in there? Let's see. Could have a bad cap. He's down there. We've got one main ground bus.
Oh, permanent marker failed.
Check something else here. I don't think that specific regulator fuse in line with it. Or that specific bridge doesn't connect to a regulator. God, I'm tired.
Huh, this card must not work with this.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find myself a server hard drive to do this with. I think that's going to be more interesting.
Did you try changing the timing?
Yes, didn't do a thing. It is funny to hear a hard drive motor sing for a release, though. You know how they usually go beep, beep, beep and things like that when you turn them on, you know? This one plays music. It plays the fur release tune whenever you plug it in. Bloody gimmicky Chinese, bloody gimmicky.
Through there. Okay, so AC hits the bridge rectifier first, then goes through the fuse. So I still think one of my bridge rectifiers is shorted. I'm suspecting this one first, but
Aye. Aye, aye, aye.
I could be wrong here, but I feel like somebody has overfused this game.
What are you talking about, mate? If it doesn't run, you just put the next size fuse in until it works, you know? Didn't you know?
That's what they do with the air conditioner at work. Actually, they did that under guidance of another heating and cooling person, though. The fans in our RTU at work, even though it's not on a roof, it's on the ground, the fans kept blowing fuses. And because of that, we had to go up in size on the fuses. I'm trying to remember who was talking to me. I think it was Treehouse Man or someone else was talking to me about RTUs and stuff, and the way they have it set up is just terrible, and I agree. I've definitely got a short on the board, and I don't think this bridge rectifier was working. Or at least the light circuit wasn't working. So that's going to get replaced. Let's see where else there's an excessive current draw. I may have to just mock up a power supply for this here and test each circuit one at a time. I know there's definitely something wrong on this board. And it's in the power section. All these fuses. I'll check the bridge rectifiers and see what they do.
Is that just a power supply there, Josh?
No, it's got the logic down on the bottom.
Oh, I was going to say. It looked pretty complicated for just a power supply.
Yeah, this company is weird about their power supplies. They have this fetish for linear power supplies.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's bloody linear. That's got to be a bloody room heater, isn't it? Space heater.
What's up?
Is it a space heater?
Kind of, yeah.
Hey, I wonder, Doogie, if instead of relying on ESCs to spin these things for us, I wonder if it could be simply set up with a microcontroller, no sensor, so you run it sensorless, completely sensorless. So you probably have to give it a kick to get it started. But I wonder if we could get the timing right just by having a small delay between phases. I don't even think we can get the timing fine enough on an Arduino, though. I think I'd be pushing shit right uphill.
Probably do it, and it is one thing that I've been trying to do. I have actually looked. I'm talking without my headphones on. I've been trying to do that for a little while. I've bought some H bridges and stuff, and I've taken a couple of cracks at it, and it's really difficult to do. I guess it's not for someone who's advanced in electronics, but I've spent a considerable amount of time on it and haven't gotten too much of anywhere.
Okay. I think I might have found my culprit. I could be wrong. I think I might have problems with 2 of the bridge rectifiers, or 2 of the power circuits. Because every which direction I read this bridge rectifier here in circuit, I'm getting continuity. Which shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. We're going to find out for sure, though. Butchering this poor board. This bridge rectifier also looks like it has the wrong size fuse attached to it.
Watch your ears, gentlemen. I'm about to plug in a LiPo alarm. It's going to beep. I'll put my hand over it, but... Oh, there we go. Not so bad. Yeah, this battery's at 12 volts. So, if that motor was getting 12 volts, and this LiPo can supply 150 amp discharge, I don't think it's a supply problem. I think that motor just didn't like being, or that controller just didn't like pushing that motor much beyond what it was at. Interesting.
I think I've got an open bridge rectifier here. Oh my god. I think this thing got like a power surge or something.
The funny part about that would be, mate, is that most of those bridge rectifiers like that are usually rated to a sillily high voltage. Like, you know, I've got ones that are rated for bloody 1,000 volts and 50 amps, and like you just look at it and you go, no bloody way. Now,
Yeah, see, now that I've taken 2 of these out of circuit, I'm not getting readings on half of these anymore. But they're not connected together, really. It's kind of weird. Makes me think I had it.
the shit soldering job. Yeah.
That or my battery's dying on my meter, which is possible. Now I gotta find a 9. I'm gonna have to go buy 9 volts tomorrow. But I know the power circuit on this has an issue. Just gotta figure out where. I think one of these bridges is short. I still suspect a light ring circuit because the fuse holder for that's burnt. And that's the one that didn't light up when I powered it up. So, got audio, neon, lamp ring, station 1, station 2, and station 3. Don't know for sure. We'll fix it this weekend. I gotta go to work and get the schematic because I have a schematic for that board at work. We'll see what the input voltages are supposed to be. Now that I have the moment and I have a meter here, I'm curious if this fuse is good. And then I'm gonna try and get a computer over to my workbench. Yep, the fuse is good. So what you got, Doogie?
I'm trying to figure out how to manually set the timing advance on this, which is proving to be interesting with the cryptic instructions.
Ooh.
Alright, I think I got it though. So I'm going to short out the power supply. Alright.
At least it's a switching supply and it doesn't nuke everything every time you short it.
Yep.
I love that.
Okay. I'm going to plug this into the programming card to see if it's made any difference whatsoever. Still shows timing as high.
What's the programming card got on it? I noticed it lights up.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of LEDs. You can set brake, battery type, soft or hard cutoff, cutoff voltage, start mode, timing mode, what music you want the motor coils to play, and governor mode.
What music you want? That's amazing.
Are you going to smoke? Oh, yeah, grab me something to snack on. Please. I guess we did.
So I don't know if you saw the collection of LCDs and stuff I got kind of going here. But my thought is I've got a ton of them things. I'm going to box up a few of them and send them your way. See what else I got.
Excellent.
I've got a lot of part stock, and I need to kind of reduce a little bit so I can have space to work.
Oh, this poor thing looks a bit sad. It's another siren. This is code 3. Looks like it's been left in the weather long enough for all the switches on the front to seize up. But yay, solid state electronics, it'll be all good, right? Right?
Sometimes. I had an NEC CRT monitor that sat outside for an entire summer and it still worked. And that included about 10 rainstorms. I was expecting it to blow up when I turned it on.
Alright, well, that one goes to that one, that one goes to that one. See if we can make some noise. Oh, you dirty dog.
You know, that gives me a bad idea, Doogie. Because what if you were to take and strap some sort of motor into the Orbitron with like a big spinning disc on it to act as a gyroscope?
Well, you'd have a reaction wheel, wouldn't you?
That's how you add workout resistance. That would work out pretty good. All
Yeah,
right.
like, did you see this fuse?
Did you finally find a SCSI hard drive, Alex?
Oh no, I stopped looking to be honest.
Oh.
Here we go. No, I know where it is now. Now that you made me think about it, I remember where it is.
I've got a couple of those Micropolis drives like Ed's got. I'm gonna have to find them. So I do think one of them still works, so I definitely won't be butchering that one.
Here we go. IBM Option X Series E-Server 10K RPM.
That'll work. How many wires is it?
4 again.
4 again.
Yeah, that's kind of my
And
question.
you ohmed it out ahead of time, right? On the last one, like you ohmed out the coils?
What's that, mate?
Did you ohm out the coils to figure where the center of the star was?
No, because 3 of them were connected. Sorry, I should say that the 3 ends were connected together on one of the connections, so it was easy to tell what was what.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Oh, that bloody telephone. Oh.
Oh, you know what? What do I think about it?
Oh, what happened?
The old man is at Tony Hale's right now, which is like this like gourmet like shop butcher type thing. He's getting me a cheese and bacon pie. Oh my god.
Nice.
See if I can. Here we go. Here's the game right here that I'm working on the main board for.
Oh, damn you.
5 amps. What we're going to do is we're going to look for a manual. Let's see if there's a schematic. Service manual. I like the companies that don't give you a service manual. They're like, oh yeah, our schematics are intellectual property, and they're like using really basic components and basic configurations. There's nothing really intellectual about it, except that they want your money for doing the repair. Let's see. Programming. Fun part is, you look all this stuff up, you can see no power to one station. No, we're just blowing the main fuse all at once. There should be a schematic in here. Yes, these 4 wires. I like that illustration. These 4 wires. These are the ones I speak of.
Alright, now it's time to be mischievous.
The one board I've never had go bad was the Neon controller PCB. And this one's got high voltage transformers all over it. Look at that thing, it's like a nightmare. I zoom in. How do I zoom in on this?
That's crazy looking.
Here, let's make it bigger so it's visible. There we go. Yeah, it's hooked to a bunch of neon lights, and that's all the neon drivers. Which I think is a little redonkulous, but you know, what do you do?
Crap, how do I get that off?
Okay, let's see. Fuses.
Thanks.
3 amp, 6 amp, 10 amp, 3 amp. There is no 15 amp fuse on that board, so we definitely have a problem with the light ring circuit. Because somebody overfused it, for starters. I see no 15 amp fuses listed. Those are 35 amp bridges. Come on, tell me you give me a schematic in here. There we go.
Oh, it's alive!
Where is all the power supply section? That looks like logic.
I can now talk to you through the speaker.
That sounded really creepy there for a second.
Oh, I'm half dead already.
Okay, here's our power supply section.
Oh, the potentiometers are the shit.
That's the air horn. I know it's so fucking childish, but that's cool, eh?
That is awesome.
I do like how the light ring, the connector is labeled banana.
I am a banana.
And the only reason that they could possibly have for calling it banana is the shape of the board, which here's the board.
Yeah, it does look like a banana.
Alright, back to hard drives.
I am a banana.
I'm satisfied my siren curiosity now.
I've got a siren to show you guys whenever I can find it.
Are you talking about like a bloody tornado siren?
It's little, like it's smaller than that fuse, but when it's running, even at like 30% voltage, it's blowing your ears out. And it's missing all the components like the horn and everything for it. The other thing I'm kind of cheesed about right now, I don't see the power supply connector, and it doesn't tell me what voltages should be coming out of the transformer, I don't think. Because I have this, and this is great and all, but there's just pin numbers, there's no voltages. You know, we know the voltages have to be at least a little different because one set of coils on the transformer is different than the other two. Those are all bridged, and that powers the majority of the machine. So I'm going to have to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to check the machine at work that we have that's the same. I'm going to see what voltages are coming out of the transformer, and then I'm going to basically mock up a power supply so I can test this board here. And then I can figure out where the short is. Because either the short's in one of the bridge rectifiers, which there's 6 of them, or we've got a bad voltage regulator, I think. This is all the same regulator. 12 VD, 12 V or CV. What the hell?
Oh, yes.
That sounded like an orgasm of some sort.
I'm trying to, there it goes. The platters were press fit on, so now I can, here, we'll show what I'm about to do. So there's the motor. And then I just get rid of all this.
You know what would be interesting is if you could get a bunch of the same hard drive motors and put one in each wheel of an RC car. And feed it stupid bolts and have like 4-wheel drive.
That'd be a fast RC car.
I wonder how long it would last like that. We're going pith.
Alright, so what is this? 8 platters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 platters. Jeez. It's quite the hard drive.
Okay, the super-duper fun part here is I don't see light ring.
It's Ed!
Is it Ed? Somebody's with the Ed.
Yep. There we go. We're getting there now. I need more. More. There's a few dead spindle motors in here.
Alright, I found the pinouts for it. It's what looked obvious, of course.
Alright, so there's my stack of matching Barracuda platters.
You're going to spin them up.
Yep. Spindle motor through. Oh, I still got some space to add more. We should do so. Oh, yeah. This was my launching device from before.
Oh, did you put the motor in backwards?
Yeah, and then I hogged out around here so I could clip the clip the connector on the back. I thought I had more ladders.
It looks like my light ring actually has a voltage regulator on it. So I'm going to have to check that circuit. Here's 3. That's the one I'm having trouble with? Yes, it is. So that does have a regulator. Okay, so this is the bridge I suspect is bad, or the circuit that I suspect has trouble. It looks like I've got 2 regulators in there.
Hey, are you guys playing shop, are ya? Is that a cash register?
Oh yeah, I like it. Why it not make noise?
It is a cash register.
No, it's not.
Hey, look at this. There's 2 voltage regulators in almost in parallel with each other.
What's wrong with that?
I think that's where my problem is somewhere in that circuit. 'Cause that's a circuit that was overfused. And I think that's where I have an issue. It's probably somewhere in here something's fried.
Oh, what'd I do with that ring I just popped off?
I do not know why it doesn't want to make sound. Typically technological. You got a permanent marker and a whiteboard?
Oh, this was it.
Now we just fill the cash register with electronic components and we buy and sell in capacitors, ICs, resistors, diodes, and transistors.
Replace
Is
with
that a
change.
comparator? Is that a
Can I get change for this bridge rectifier? Yes, that's 4 diodes.
No, Josh, is that a bloody comparator between those 2 voltage regs?
That's what it looks like.
So
I'm
that's
guessing that's some sort of weird balancing circuit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is that doing some kind of current control? Because it's the output is going to the adjuster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to one of them, but it's not going to the other, so I don't know what that's doing exactly.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's like you said. It looks like it's maybe a current balancing by the way it's doing that. Because you've got the output from the comparator going back into the feedback adjust, so
Yeah, it could be.
it's
I haven't seen one set up like that before. That is a bit strange, but I feel like my problem is in that circuit. gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to mock up a power supply that I can run that thing off of.
Okay,
It's a shame that all the brick rectifiers are stuffed, because if they weren't, you could just start scoping around, I'm sure.
we are having mic issue.
Oh god, that looks evil.
Here's the next question, but how many amps is the freaking thing going to try and draw to spin up?
It seems to be doing all right.
How much weight is that?
A considerable amount.
One of those is gonna go flying off on your desk. It's gonna, like,
Well, I was trying to pick one up and launch it.
use like a sheet of paper, maybe. So it might be the tolerances might be close enough that it'll if you were to stick a sheet of paper in there, it might just grab it from you.
There we go. All wired up. I'm just going to take the cover off it now.
Whoa.
Where did it go?
It's in. I'm letting it spin down. If you push it together like a set of clutch packs, you can get it to stop. That was crazy.
Now you gotta figure out how to get that press ring back on there, right?
Well, and that's the thing. If I want to get this to work right again, I'm going to have to take that press fit ring and put it back on. I don't even know what happened to that. It went flying somewhere.
Whee! And I'm back in being human again. A schematic. So let's see, where is that chip hiding in this board?
Man, where did that ring go?
There it is, right there. It's an LM307N. Let's go see what that chip is. At least what type of comparator that chip is.
Yeah, none of these are it.
It's an op amp.
Oh, damn.
Well, M338K. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the voltage regulator's data sheet. Maybe it'll have a sample circuit of what I'm looking at there with the two wired together.
That has saved my butt a lot of times. Damn it, I totally need to clamp this together.
Yep, there it is, right there. It's to get more amperage out of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Current control, eh?
Except their sample circuit here has 3 voltage regulators in it, not just 2. There's a battery charger circuit for it. Adjustable current regulator. Current regulator doesn't have the op amp in it, though. Simple 12-volt battery charger. Adjustable 15 amp regulator. There we go, 10 amp regulator. Here, let me pull this up on the screen here, I'll show you.
Oh, that's hilarious. The spindle motor is vibrating. The discs are moving. Odd.
That makes a god-awful noise.
Oh yeah, when I try and...
I think that's about exactly what the circuit is that's in the that's on the board there. Oh, we lost Ed.
Yeah, he mentioned he was having problems with his computer. Boy, it does take a while to spin up.
Now, if you just took that drive and tilted it sideways and let the discs start walking off, it'd probably damage things on your desk.
Hello, do we have audio?
Yes,
Anyone?
we do. Loud and clear.
Works.
It's working.
Is it even loud? Nope.
Man,
I guess
this
it's not
sucks.
terribly loud, but you know.
Gain.
You don't sound compressed.
Yeah, the cam's up on the door, so it's going to be a fair way off.
Whoa.
Yep, I have figured out how the cash register works.
Good.
Now I can work in retail. Isn't it?
Pretty much. Mind you, the cash register is way older than anything you'll find in retail today.
Probably as old as I am.
I shouldn't say that actually. My local barber shop still has one of the mechanical ones. Punch it, you pull the lever, and it actually
But they
works.
just don't die.
They don't.
So is that the illustrious Julian over there?
Yep. Howdy.
Camera's nowhere near.
Hey, Doogie, I still can't get this throttle over about 50%, otherwise it still starts bloody losing timing.
Weird. Maybe you need a drive that's just 3-pin.
No, I think, yeah, you're probably right there. You're probably right.
Although the one that I just tried was 3-pin and it didn't work.
I can hear it's spinning its ass off in there. I can't get the cover off because I can't find my bloody talk sticks, but I can really hear it spinning like shit.
And yep, and that one. Or have you got a different microphone attached? We won't do it if you're using the camera.
Oh, okay.
The options. Drop mixer device is the live cam. Up on the yep, live cam. Yep, that one. Yes.
That's all gives me capture.
Yep, that's the microphone. And it's jacked up all the way. Actually, get up.
Options on.
Options when you're in the. So go properties. Change mixer device to live cam. Hit
3
OK.
and 4.
Options. There's no advanced options.
Spin it faster.
We'll just have to yell at the camera. Oh, squeaky thing.
Yeah, I don't think I can get my audio any higher.
It needs to hear him drop it.
Pretty much. This is why I haven't bothered with this kind of thing before. It's damn hard.
I think my voltage regulator is open.
What did you do? I've seen something happen then, but I couldn't see it exactly.
Where did they go?
That looked so cool.
I think that Michael even pick it up though.
Oh my god, they're everywhere. I gotta do that one more time just so you can see it happen.
You need to do that out in the big open space.
I'm waiting until it clears up outside enough, and then I'm going to do a blog video with this outside.
That is awesome.
Try to get it better at that.
One of these voltage regulators is giving me a different reading than all the other ones. So it's like open.
Alright, you fuckers fucking playing with air cannons inside. Oh no.
Oh, we're still missing some.
I'm going to go inside and get a USB extension cord and put this camera further back so you can actually see something.
You're gonna be picking up hard drive platters for like weeks.
Alright, let's do that again.
My voltmeter's not happy. It's playing like 3 different tones. I don't know if you can hear this. Listen to this. It'll come through.
I think we're pretty much report to the head office for Lieutenant Fleming.
My voltmeter sings. I think the battery's about done.
No, not right now. Ah!
We need to strip some more hard drives.
It went off prematurely.
Premature ejection. Now, see, what you gotta do is get a. Next step is you gotta get one of those big old drives like Ed has, and do it with one of those. Oh, you know, I have a bin of old MFM drives somewhere. I wonder if I have any bad ones in there. Oh, we could be bad.
I didn't think the old drives used a brushless DC though. I thought them really old drives just had a standard, like, permanent magnet DC that had a speed regulator on it somehow.
Some of them are steppers, the servos.
Wow, if you walk it over just a little bit, it wants to go.
Hey Doogie, I think Lemming wants to come in and say g'day.
Oh, it wants to join up? Wow, there's so much torque from the platters getting thrown around that it unscrews the backing nut.
Oh shit.
Alright, Lieutenant Lemming, C-Link.
C-Link. Run, Link, run.
Alright, for real this time.
Oh man, I don't know what you guys' opinion on this is, but I've got this vape juice and it's lemon apple cotton candy. Bloody crazy flavour. And it's so sweet, and I think it actually makes me cough a bit because it's so sweet. When I hit on the other flavours which aren't as sweet, it doesn't seem to hit the throat so hard, but this one, shit.
I want to know what's up with that flavor that someone set up to the lab that was called Acid Burn. I don't vape myself, but I'm curious as to what the flavor is.
Sulfuric acid.
Oh, it takes forever to spin up.
These tricolor displays, Doogie, have 18 pins.
Ah.
If you look, there's Mr. Screech color. Made by Windstar. Now here's the fun one. Here's the OLED. It's way thinner.
Alright, camera zoomed out. Alright, here we go. Hard drive launch.
Here it goes.
Hi.
Lemming, you bloody dirty dog. How you going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Been out riding around doing shopping, all that wonderful stuff. So now I'm back home enjoying my aircon.
Watch what Doogie's about to do. You're going to laugh your ring out.
I can tip it upside down.
What are you trying to do, Doogie?
All these platters are spinning, and they're about to get dumped out.
Oh, right, yeah, no, I've done similar before.
I think Doogie's got his running up at stupid speed, though, right?
We're somewhere around 30,000 RPM.
Fucking. Oh, you've got it right. Oh, yeah, I can see the ESC. Okay, yeah, this is gonna end amusingly.
Wow. Oop. I lost a pin.
It was like a platter explosion.
So, do any of you guys remember the old Lego Technic motors? You had like the battery box that took 6 AA's.
Yeah.
And yeah. So many years ago, I used to have a cat called Columbus, and I used to get the freewheeling wheels, like the ones that don't actually clip onto the shaft; they just freewheel on it. Put one of them on the end of the motor, and you turn the battery box on, and the wheel would oscillate as it started to get up to speed, and so it would go, "Rrrr," and the cat would hear this noise and come running, because he knew that what that meant was that I was about to release that wheel. And you'd tilt the motor just slightly, and the wheel would slide off the end of the shaft, and the cat would be sitting there entranced. And then this wheel would hit the pavement, hit the carpet, and fly up the hallway, followed by the orange and white blur that is the cat. It gets to the end of the hallway, hits the skirting board, and goes up the wall, followed by the orange and white blur that is the cat. So yeah, I've done that experiment many times. It works really well with CDs, actually.
All I saw was the hard drive went sideways, and then there was like 20 platters just going everywhere.
So what are you up to, Ed? You're just wandering around in the background there.
He's cleaning up and having a little bit of fun.
I'm noticing his trailer has a Black Mesa logo on it.
Can anyone hear us? Is there any point in
Barely. I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
It's very pixelated, but there looks like there's a Black Mesa logo there.
there is the mic volume is at maximum. I know a lot of people want me to do proper workshop shots, but it's the best I can do at the moment. I need satellite microphone and things like that. So
I've got some boundary mics at work, Ed, which I might be able to steal and send down your way. I'll see what I can do.
Sounds good.
We
Cams. People expect me to just be able to set it up in a heartbeat. It's about 3 hours to get it to work like this. I'm going to move the shoot you with that thing.
Actually, I do have a dumpster find that you might want, and it's a 10-meter active USB extension cable.
You're going to shoot me with the damn thing.
Holy crap!
This is a high-power ping pong.
Remind me to bring some bloody motocross armor with me when I bloody come over there, because I'm going to need it, I'm sure. I'll bloody turn my back and boom, Julian will nail me with bloody ping pong balls. I know.
Yep. I think we lost Ed.
I think we lost him.
I think you tried to
with another ping pong ball.
Yeah. The camera is now in a dozen pieces.
There's like a half dozen platters that I can't find.
Find platters in your bed or something. You're gonna wake up and there's gonna be like a platter mark on your forehead, and you're gonna be like, "Where'd this come from?"
Has anyone done the thing where you get a coin and you basically click your fingers with the coin and fling the coin at high speed?
I've done that, And I've done it
Yeah.
once. I did it in a hotel room, and I took a little slug of the window out.
I used to be able to do it hard enough to embed 5-cent coins into plasterboard walls, and I had a lot of 5-cent coins. And yeah, when I finally moved out, we found like, I think it was like $30 worth of coins just secreted around the room behind all the furniture and everything like that. All 5-cent coins.
You're lucky. That happens to me with bottle caps.
I've never been able to do it again, but the one time I did do it, I did it in a hotel room, and it ended up nicking the window and knocking a little slug of the glass out. I'm so glad that the hotel management never noticed and called us about it.
They probably noticed like 5 years later and went like, what the hell did that?
Like, someone have a BB gun in here? I'm just glad the window didn't shatter. I would have about died.
Yeah. So another good one is you do the trick where you get a Coke bottle and you like undo the lid until it just starts to hiss, and then you flick it with your thumb. And if you do it right, the lid will leave at a great rate of velocity. I've had them. Actually, the best one I've done with them going vertically is I've actually smashed the light out of the roof of a badminton court.
That's a good effort.
But I think the most amusing one I've ever done with one of them was in my old house. We had this corner couch. We had like one of the corner pieces in each corner of the room, and I'm sitting in one corner, and my mate is sitting in the opposite corner. And I had a Coke bottle that was empty, but I just like squeezed the bottle between my knees and launched the lid. And like 10 seconds before I've done this, my mate's gone, "Don't point it this way, you'll hit me." And I'm like, no, it's fine, it's pointing above your head. Except I angled it about a 45-degree angle, and this thing, because it was spinning so hard, curved downwards, and this Coke bottle, flat side first, smacks him clean in the middle of the forehead and leaves big round ring in the middle of his forehead for about a week.
That's a good effort.
That is awesome.
Yep. I've discovered all sorts of inventive ways to make things into projectiles.
You got a soldering station there too.
Oh yeah,
Which kind do you got?
I have a Weller.
Okay. To say your pen almost looks kind of like mine. Pencil.
It's a Weller WESD 51.
How much you spend for that one, Doogie?
It was actually a birthday present from my parents.
Oh, very nice.
So I lucked out. These things, they used to go for a couple $100. Now
Yeah,
they're
no,
now
they're
they're
not
down in
cheap.
price.
Yeah, see, that's the great thing. My Hacko was a Christmas gift for my mom. I'm usually a fan of Weller stuff, but the Hacko had good reviews, so I thought I'd give them a go.
Yeah, I've got a Thermaltronics inductive one, and that thing's just amazing. Like the tip heat time is virtually 0.
Nice.
Yep. The only unfortunate thing is you can't vary the tip temperature without changing the tip.
Oh,
So it's not a settable temperature. It's not variable temperature.
Yeah, so it works. It works on inductive effects in the tip itself. So the tip itself is what sets the temperature. So to change the temperature, you actually have to change the tip.
Weird.
Yeah, they're a bit strange, but they have some nice advantages.
I got a new toy for my desk. Someone's got to make some noise so it works.
Very nice, very nice. I think I got to speak out then.
Probably work better here when all the glare isn't on it.
Whoa.
Actually, I think this one's going with the amplifier.
Oi, what the hell is wrong with customers, eh? I worked on this guy's truck like 6 months ago.
Yep.
And now they reckon after all of this time that I broke the cigarette lighter socket.
You broke it. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like- Last time I was anywhere near that cigarette lighter socket was 6 months ago, and now you're coming up with it?
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Have
just
they not
like,
driven it in 6 months? No. I mean, really?
some people have no clue.
I want to take this apart and look at the way it's designed because the LEDs here dim down the more LEDs light up. So I feel like it needs like
More current.
yeah.
More current.
You can even see them dimming a little bit when it's lighting up here.
Hmm. That is a pretty impressive display, though.
I've got a professional one coming that's coming with a time code clock, which I don't know what I'm going to do with the time code clock.
Have you been bidding on stuff on eBay?
Too much. It's got
I need to do the same thing and get like a mixer and a MIDI keyboard.
it's also got dot mode.
I need to get a bigger place before I start doing stuff like that. 'Cause,
Yeah, I'm looking at a house.
I'm ever so slightly restricted for space at the moment.
I'm looking at houses right now. That's going to be my big thing.
Well, I'm looking at maybe possibly moving to the States, so yeah, that's gonna wait.
If you want your weather to be bipolar, pick Ohio.
And no, if I move to the States, it's probably either going to be Texas, Colorado, or Michigan.
Well, if you're in Michigan, you'll be close to Ohio.
If you like
Mi-
snow, go to Michigan. They got 2 feet the other, like the
Oh,
last.
I have no problem with snow. I lived in Germany for 8 months. We had 2-meter blizzards.
I would like to see that. I like snow. The only part I don't like about snow is not driving in snow. It's driving in snow when there's other people on the road.
I would change that. I would change that to driving when there's other people on the road. Full stop. But no, like so with work, we don't really have any offices in. Like I looked, the nearest offices we have to TGG are like Ontario. I think was the nearest one I could find. You know, geographically speaking, and so yeah, our main offices in the US are Colorado or Texas. So, you know, I could potentially move to like Colorado and just fly up to TGG every now and then. But if I could live in the same state, I'd be a lot happier.
I think Colorado has less things that'll kill you than Texas, but I could be wrong on that.
Dude, I live in Australia. Things that can kill me are not a concern.
Anywhere else in the world, there's
Well, see, Texas is close to Mexico, and you get the cartel people down there in some places.
Yeah, but like I live in Queensland. We have things in our backyard that can kill you on a daily basis.
Kidnap you and try to do weird things to you.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, it's pretty amusing.
I've
But
got like giants and tiger snakes living under containers in the backyard.
yeah.
So
Well, you know.
when we go to move those containers, you know, you've got to make sure that you're not standing anywhere in the firing line.
I've been riding mountain bikes with a friend one afternoon, and we're screaming down this hill. Two guys actually screaming down this hill, and I see Dan go through one rut in the in this like puddle in the trail, and I see Matt go through the same rut, and then I go through the same rut after the two of them, thinking, oh, you know, it must be nice and safe. And as I go through, I look down. There's a fucking King Brown sitting in the bottom of the rut, who's just had 2 people ride over him. He's a little bit angry right now.
Oh.
So yeah, I've yelled out snake at the top of my voice, and those two have come screeching to a halt, and I've kept fucking going, and you know they've caught up to me. They're like, "Where was the snake?" Like in the rut we all rode through. They're like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, that was a little close for comfort.
The plus side to Texas is I believe you can still own Class 3 weapons down there without a license. I could be wrong on that. Texas is one of the few states that if you're a gun nut, you want to go live in.
Yeah, I need a little bit of a gun nut. I don't know whether I want to own Class 3, but, you know, definitely would like to be able to, you know, own a bit more than I can here, because our gun laws here are just ever so slightly insane.
Yeah, everybody from outside our country, save for Japan and England, are like telling us, like, don't let your country take your guns. Don't do the registration thing. Because
yeah,
other places have failed. I mean, Japan calls us barbaric.
Yeah.
England says, "Oh, what do you need guns for?" Well, you know, it's just, I'm not a super gun nut, but I do like my guns, and I do like to go shoot. It's a pastime of mine, and you know, everybody says guns are evil. Well, that's true. You know, I fired 15,000 plus rounds of ammunition in my lifetime, and not a single one of them has killed something.
Yeah, I've lost count of the number of rounds I've fired, you know, through various activities, and the biggest thing I've ever shot is a pig, you know, and the only reason I shot the pig was because I was stuck in a tree and the pig was at the bottom of it.
Yeah, you don't want that.
It takes a lot of 22 rounds to kill a pig from above.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Usually if people go hunt pig around here, they use like a 454.
No, I wasn't hunting. I was just out, you know, like I'd been out plinking with my little bolt-action 22 that I had at the time, and yeah, you know, came across this pig, and this pig just like took one look at me and charged, and I just went fuck and went straight up the nearest tree. It was like 2 kilometers from home, so there's no way in hell anyone was going to hear me or anything like that. I didn't have, you know, radio, because this is 94, so radios were far too expensive. So yeah, I just, you know, I had a box of ammo with me, and I think it was a 500 round box, and I think I had like 170 rounds left. And when I got home, there was like 50 left, you know, because I was up the tree. The tree's shaking around all over the place, so a lot of them would have gone into the dirt. But you know, I'm just like reload, fire, and this is no magazine, no nothing. This is a completely manual 22. So you know, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, Dad, I distinctly remember Dad asking me, "How the fuck did you use that many bullets today?" And I told him, and he just fell over laughing.
Yeah, wild pigs aren't very fun.
Yeah,
So
like sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say my parents, they're from Ohio, but they live down in Mississippi now. And the biggest problem they got is they get black widows everywhere.
Mm. Yeah, we get a lot of redbacks here, which are kind of similar. Not so much here like I'm quite close to the city, but my parents who live a bit further out get a lot of them.
Do you want to know what's funny about redbacks? Is when I lived in suburbia, if I had any steel anywhere that was rusting, they would all be congregating there. They love rusty steel for some reason. They all congregate around rusty steel. But ever since we've moved out here to like the semi-rural setting, I hardly ever see any of them. It's really strange.
Huh.
Yeah, I think partly out there though, you've got a lot more things that are eating them.
Yeah, you're probably right. We've got lizards, snakes, and we've got the little bloody skinks, you know, the tiny little ones.
Yep.
And then we've also got the big monitor lizards that look like they've got a leather for skin.
Well, look, I get, not here, but at my previous house, which is the other side of the city, I was getting skinks that were 12 inches long.
Mm.
Don't your big huntsman spiders eat the redbacks too?
I think they do. They'll eat anything that they can, basically. And huntsmen can grow pretty damn big.
Yeah, I heard somebody, I forget who I was talking to, but they said they would rather have the huntsman running around their house than the other.
Yeah, no, I'd much rather have the huntsman running around the house, just so long as they don't, scare me and stupid shit like that. Because I've had, like, the one I'll always remember is one of the places I lived down in Hobart, which is way down south. They still get a lot of huntsmen down there. First night we'd stayed in this new house, and I was there by myself. Got up in the middle of the night, walked in the bathroom, took a leak, turned around to turn the light switch off, and sitting above the light switch is this huntsman. No kidding, this round, and like I've shat myself because I wasn't expecting it. Jumped back against the wall behind me, and the shock of me hitting that wall has dropped the huntsman off the wall in front of me, and yeah, I just scarpered out of the bloody the bathroom. And it's when you get stuff like that that I mind huntsmen. Otherwise, I'm just like, yep, it's cool. You go about your business, don't care.
Uh-oh. Doogie's got platters again.
Doogie, we need a wide shot. Move your camera away from God sake.
Move my camera what?
If you're going to do it, like, move it so we can see the platters hit the ground or something.
I need to get a better camera. Actually, maybe that's what I should be working on.
If you jump on this camera I'm using is pretty decent for a webcam. It's a Logitech C900.
Yeah, I've got mine's the C910.
Yeah, and they do a pretty damn good image.
Yeah, they do close to HD, or they do 720, don't they?
I think the native res of this one is 1280 by 720. I think the newer one, the 910 and the 920, are actually natively 1080p. So, but like this one will quite happily do pretty good macro as well. Like,
The only thing I don't like about the 910 is the camera doesn't swivel side to side. It only goes up and down.
yeah, the lack of like adjustment side to side does kind of annoy me with this one. Like I've got it off center on my monitor so that it's actually centered in front of me.
The stereo microphone's nice.
Oh yeah, no, it's like this headset's actually got a microphone on it, and I preferentially use the one on the webcam because the one on the webcam is that much better. So I do actually have a decent audio interface now, so I could be using my even better mic, but it's about 40 kilometers that way at the moment. So, because I've got the Scarlett 2i4 under my monitor now. Oh, very nice.
The macro picture's not. Macro focus isn't too bad.
Yeah. Can you actually drive it? Does it have drivers on it? Oh, very nice. Are they 44-780 or something stupid?
My guess is it's probably a knockoff 44-780.
Yeah, 44-780 compatible.
I actually just repaired this the other day. I don't know if you can see the first solder around that capacitor, but wherever it was used in a corrosive environment, and it some of the stuff was like coming off. For some reason I can't get to focus here. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's not quite. Oh, no, yep, there we go.
Yeah, see the fresh solder down here? I touched up all the spots that were really corroded.
Yep. That's got quite a nice little SMPS on it as well.
Maybe this would be better. I've also got, is it laying here still? I've got this one that's USB. It's a Matrix Orbital one, and it's got like a fan controller built into it.
Yeah, no, I remember those. I had, did I have that one? No, I didn't have that one. I had a Crystal Fonts one.
Somebody's got this. The guy I bought it off of had this hooked up to his computer, but he's got the board insulated with a static bag.
Yeah.
To work on it.
I made the mistake of trying, I custom built one day a few years ago, and I made the mistake of insulating the back of the board with polystyrene, and that didn't work so well.
I just had a thought. If you're using a car ESC to run those hard drives, most cars usually have some stupidly high kV motors in them, like 3,000 or 4,000 plus. You might find that the car ESC is more suitable for running them than the
Airplane one.
Aircraft ESCs.
That is a damn good point.
Well, yeah.
So-
If you've got an EDF or heli-specific one, they run pretty high RPM as well.
You know, I want to get one of those now and play with it.
What, a bloody RC? An RC ESC?
The driver.
Yeah.
I've got this little. So I've got a few RC aircraft. I've got one that I bought from Hobby King called a Radjet 420, and it's a little, basically just a little delta wing thing, 42 centimeter wingspan, and it has a 15,000 kV motor in it. Like the motor's the size. The motor's half the size of a AA battery. You know, it's tiny.
Crazy.
Spins a 4-inch prop at just stupid RPM. We've actually clocked this thing doing 130. The bit where it gets really insane is that the way they've designed the wing, it has about 45 degree of positive and negative throw on the control surfaces, and the control surfaces are like a good 20% of the size of the wing. So you can go full tilt at like 130 and then flick the controls and it will do a loop inside a meter. You know, it's just insanely maneuverable. It's to the point it's hard to control with full throws on.
Well, here's a treasure I picked up for 14 bucks. I should hook this up to things and see what happens.
Oh, nice. VFD.
You'll have
You
to
know that-
excuse me for a moment. I've got to go out for a little while and go, bloody, have a look at this cigarette lighter socket. And if it's not my fault, I'm going to give them a bill. So I'm going to go and earn money. I'll be back, I don't know, an hour or so, I guess, if you're still about.
Enjoy.
Now, it doesn't say it on the top, and I'm curious how many of these would actually accept it like this one does. But you look at the supply here, the supply hookups. There's 3-phase supply hookups, but there's also one listed as line and neutral.
So the supply hookup is going to be the actual supply coming in from your mains.
Yeah.
And then
The thing is, if you look, there's 3-phase hookup, but then in quotes or parentheses there's a line and a neutral. This will accept a single-phase input.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's for a small one. That's not uncommon.
This guy is supposed to output 16 amps, up to 480 volts.
That's reasonably small, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. I've seen ones of them that will do 100 amps.
Well,
You know,
I was gonna say, I think for 14 bucks, this one was a steal, though.
Yeah, so the difficult part will be getting a motor that actually, like, it will probably expect a motor of a certain size and number of coils and stuff like that, and if you use it with the wrong size, it will get unhappy fast. It may even go boom.
Well, I do have a I forget how many horsepower it is. It's a 3-phase motor. It's brand new. It's sitting over there. I have had this hooked up. There's a YouTube video on my YouTube channel of it.
Hmm.
And, I actually pushed it up to the upper end of the frequency on here. I think I took it up to 120 hertz from 60.
Yep. Not bad.
It was screaming along, and this thing wasn't complaining or even getting hot. So
You must have lucked out then.
yeah, here's the specs. I don't know if you read it. I want one that goes up to 400 hertz though. It'll focus on there.
Yeah, it might be you might be lucky enough that it's fully variable and doesn't really care too much about the motor, but some of them will get a bit picky.
Well, you can set all the variables of the motor in this one. To my knowledge, like you could set the current, you can set the voltage. I don't know what else you could set, but it's a half decent little thing. mind you, I've never actually worked with one of these before. This was the first one I ever played with, and I picked it up and got it working in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, some of them are the smaller ones are generally pretty easy, pretty flexible. The biggest ones I've seen. Do you remember the video a while ago of the UPSs that TGD got donated and they tore apart?
I don't know if I saw that or not. I don't think I did.
Basically, think two 42RU racks side by side, and I've seen VFDs that size.
Yes, they make them very large.
Yep. And the scary ones, the ones they mount on the big mining trucks. Those things are insane.
The thing I want, though, is I want to find more single-phase VFDs, but the single-phase ones are hard to find. But I'd like to have a single-phase one that goes up into like 300 or 400 hertz.
Yeah.
So I could play with things with it. But yeah, this one was a bit of a gamble, and I got it for $14 with the shipping, and that was impressive.
I wouldn't complain too much about that.
I think if I were to say that this thing actually works and I listed it back on eBay, it would probably sell for a pretty penny. Because little half horsepower ones are selling for $80.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have the motor sitting out over there. I could bring the motor over and show it to you.
I remember when they used to be really expensive.
Yeah, I remember being involved in upgrading a sawmill that had one, and for I think it was a 30 kilowatt motor, they paid nearly 100 grand for the VFD.
That is just nuts.
Yep. And someone's pinging me on Facebook.
This is probably worth a pretty penny too, but I have yet to be able to sell it, so I thought I'd keep it. Maybe attach it to something eventually. This is the motor I was running with the VFD.
What's its rated RPM at 60 hertz?
Let's see.
I'm gonna go 1600.
So I can read it right here. 2 horsepower. 1735.
Close.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, 1.5 kilowatt. So really, that VFD's not even really breaking a sweat to run this.
No. Well, especially if you're running it free as well, with no load.
But yeah, there's the dead spider attached to it. Lovely. But yeah, this is somebody had this in their garage. It's a brand new motor, and they just gave it to me. And if I go look this motor up on Grainger, it's like a $300 motor.
Hmm.
But I haven't found. I tried to sell it on eBay 2 times, and nobody bid on it. And somebody bid like $5, and I was like, no. I put a reserve on it. So I decided I'm going to keep it. And I think that it's a little overkill, but I thought about getting an old drill press that needs a motor, like look on Craigslist or something and find a broken drill press that needs a motor and then strap this to it and then use the VFD and have a completely variable speed drill press.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty sizable drill press for a 2-horse motor.
Yeah, it's overkill. But
Yeah, well, you know, you'll be able to do some decent-sized drills. You can find a mill that's missing a motor and strap it to that. That'd be ideal.
yeah, that's the other thing. It's like I'm having a hard time finding a purpose for this motor, but it's a nice motor. That or I could strap it to an air compressor.
That too. Variable speed air compressors kind of why?
The only real thing with the air compressor that would be useful is the fact that I could run a big 3-phase motor off a single phase, and then I could soft start it using the VFD.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
then
that'd work nice.
the startup current wouldn't be so terrible. I'd just have to have a good unloader on there so that there wasn't any pressure on the cylinder until it got up to speed.
Ooh. Yeah, excuse me.
That or rig the VFD with like a solenoid valve so that it doesn't, so it vents all the compressed air until the motor's at speed and then closes it and puts load on it. That would be an interesting setup.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
But energy efficiency for startup would probably be worth it.
Hmm.
Because it wouldn't be cranking really hard on the box, so you wouldn't be putting your peak demand up really high. This motor will run at 480 too. It does
Nice.
to 230 and then it does 460.
Cool.
5 amps.
My housemate's just got home and I want to go talk to him, so I'm going to catch you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Joining
clock.
us.
I'm probably going to actually have to drop off here soon because I got to work tomorrow, sadly.
Yeah, maybe that's a good time to close this one out for the evening. I'm going to finish working on getting my DNS server set up, and then I'm going to start moving websites over so everything here is consolidated down to pretty much one server. Well, if I want my data, I have to boot a different server, but since I'm going to be gone for a month in about a week, I can leave that off, and the website hosting is taken care of.
Where are you off to, Doogie?
I am going to North Carolina to work on a private car collection.
Oh, nice.
That'll
So some nice stuff. Is it anyone's collection we know, or?
No, it's nobody you know. The guy that owns the collection, he owns probably 30 veterinary clinics up and down the East Coast. And what I'll be working on specifically is a 40s or 50s Cadillac pickup truck that has a camper on it. And so he's actually updating the interior of the camper / motorhome part of it, and we're going to do solar power and
Nice.
like a generator, and he can hook up to shore power, and it'll be all switchable and really nice. So I'm going to be doing the electrical side of that and building the rest of the camper. It sounds like there's a lot of work to be done, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I've still got an open offer from some people I know for a 6-wheel drive Unimog.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just the chassis, but it's a king cab one, like a 4-person cab, and just bare chassis on the back. So I have been very, very tempted to borrow some money, buy that, and then turn it into a camper home. But I have nowhere to work on it and nowhere to park it at the moment, so it's kind of problematic.
Yeah. If it costs money, I'd say pass it up. But if somebody ever offers you something like that for free, you find a place to park it.
No. If somebody offered it to me for free, I'd live in a fucking tent on the back of the thing if I had to. But a 6x6 Unimog is generally not something that you get given for free.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
All
right.
All right.
Thank you all for coming on. Yes, we will have a hangout tomorrow, probably, Stig. But it'll be later because I'm going to be at Elise's house most of the day. So, thank you everyone for joining me this evening. IRC. Everyone who is live. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, I do have something else. I will be editing a blog video Sunday, hopefully, Sunday evening. So you get to see the new setup and everything. So yeah, you guys are welcome to come back tomorrow, and have a good night.
See you later, dude.